Stoic rules to living a peaceful life. Every day, master your mind with Stoicism. Peace is not something you find. It's something you stop destroying. Right now, your mind is not calm. It's racing, thinking about what could go wrong, what people think about you, what might happen tomorrow. And the truth? Most of it is outside your control, yet it controls you, your emotions, your energy, your life. But imagine this. What if you could wake up tomorrow and nothing disturbs you? Not people, not uncertainty, not failure. What if your mind became untouchable? That's not fantasy. That's discipline. That's Stoicism. The same mindset practiced by Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. And in this video, you're going to learn 7 powerful rules that will completely change how you think, how you react, and how you live. But be warned, these rules are simple, not easy, and if you truly apply them, your life will never feel the same again. Rule 1. Master what you can control, ignore the rest. You feel overwhelmed, not because life is too much, but because you're trying to carry what was never yours. Every day, you wake up, and before your feet even touch the ground, your mind is already running, thinking about what might happen, what people will say, what could go wrong. You haven't even started your day, and you're already exhausted. Why? Because you're mentally trying to control an entire world that was never yours to control. The invisible burden. There's a man who wakes up every morning and immediately grabs his phone. Notifications, messages, social media. He scrolls, sees someone doing better than him. Now he feels behind. He reads a comment someone left on his post. Now he feels judged. He checks his messages. Someone didn't reply. Now he feels ignored. Nothing actually happened to him, but everything affected him. Why? Because his emotional state depends on things he cannot control. Other people's actions, other people's opinions, other people's attention. And just like that, before 9 a.m., his peace is gone. Why this happens? Your brain is designed to seek control, because control equals safety. When you feel in control, you feel secure. But when life becomes unpredictable, your brain reacts with anxiety. So it tries to control outcomes, people, timing, future events. But here's the problem. Most of those things are uncontrollable, so your brain gets stuck in a loop. Try to control, fail, feel anxious, try harder, feel worse. That's the cycle, and most people never escape it. The brutal truth. Epictetus simplified life into one rule. Some things are up to you, and some things are not. That's it. But the power of this idea is not in hearing it. It's in accepting it. Because once you truly accept it, you realize something uncomfortable. Most of what you worry about was never yours to control. The interview illusion. A young woman prepares for a job interview. She practices everything. Her answers, her posture, her tone. But the night before, her mind starts. What if they don't like me? What if I mess up? What if I fail? She barely sleeps. She walks into the interview already tired, already anxious, already doubting herself. The interview goes poorly, not because she wasn't prepared, but because she focused on things she couldn't control. Their opinion, their reaction, the outcome, instead of what she could control. Her effort, her presence, her clarity. She lost before she even started. Control versus influence. There are 3 levels. What you control, what you influence, what you cannot affect. Most people waste energy on level 3. Successful minds focus on level 1. Peaceful minds let go of level 3 completely. Inner power. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Think about that deeply. Not some power, not partial control, full power over your mind. You post something online. You check views, likes, comments. Your mood changes based on numbers. That means your peace is now controlled by algorithms, strangers, randomness. You've outsourced your emotional stability. 1. The daily control filter. Every time you feel stress, ask, is this in my control? If yes, act. If no, release. No middle ground. 2. Mental rewiring technique. Replace, what if it goes wrong, with, I'll handle whatever happens. 3. The let go ritual. At the end of each day, say to yourself, I did what I could. The rest is not mine. Repeat it. Feel it. Train it. 4. Focus compression. Pick only 3 things daily that are fully within your control. Effort, attitude, discipline. Ignore everything else. You are not tired because life is difficult. You are tired Because you are trying to control things that were never meant for you. Other people's opinions, the future, outcomes, uncertainty. Let them go. Because the moment you stop trying to control everything, you finally gain control of the only thing that matters, yourself. And here's the truth most people never realize. Even if you master control, your mind will still betray you. Because your biggest enemy is not the world, it's your own thoughts. And in the next rule, you're going to see exactly how your mind has been lying to you this whole time. Rule 2, don't trust every thought you have. The voice in your head sounds like you, but it doesn't always tell you the truth. Right now, inside your mind, there's a constant conversation happening. A voice that judges, predicts, assumes, reacts. And the dangerous part? You believe it. Without question. Most people never realize this. You are not suffering because of reality. You are suffering because of the story your mind is telling about reality. The silent misinterpretation. A man walks into a room full of people. He notices two people talking quietly. They glance in his direction, then continue talking. Immediately, his mind says, "They're talking about me." His body reacts. Tension, discomfort, self-consciousness. His behavior changes. He becomes quiet, withdrawn, guarded. Later, he finds out they were discussing something completely unrelated. Nothing about him, but the damage was already done. His emotions were real. His reaction was real. His suffering was real. But the cause was completely false. Cognitive distortions. Your brain uses shortcuts. These shortcuts are called cognitive distortions. Examples: mind reading, they think I'm not good enough. Catastrophizing, this will go terribly wrong. Personalization, this is about me. Your brain fills in missing information with the worst possible interpretation. Why? Because your brain is not designed for truth. It's designed for survival. Judgment creates suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed, it is not the thing itself, but your judgment about it." This is one of the most powerful ideas in Stoicism. Events are neutral. Your interpretation gives them meaning. The message that never came. You send a message to someone important. Minutes pass, then hours. No reply. Now your mind begins. They're ignoring me. I must have said something wrong. They don't respect me. Your mood drops. Your confidence drops. Your energy drops. But reality? You don't know. They could be busy, stressed, distracted, offline. But your mind doesn't wait for facts. It creates conclusions. Emotional certainty. Your brain confuses. Feeling truth. If it feels real, you assume it is real. But feelings are not evidence. They are reactions. Pause before belief. The Stoics practiced something powerful. They didn't immediately believe their thoughts. They examined them, questioned them, tested them. You make a mistake at work. Immediately your mind says, "I'm not good enough." But one mistake does not define your ability. Your mind just turned a moment into an identity. 1. Thought interrogation method. Whenever a negative thought appears, ask, is this fact or assumption? What evidence do I have? What else could be true? 2. The 10-minute rule. When something triggers you, do nothing for 10 minutes. Let the emotional wave pass. Then respond. 3. Neutral thinking training. Replace, "This is bad," with, "This is unclear." Stay in the middle. Train your mind to stop jumping to extremes. 4. Separate identity from thought. Instead of, "I am not good enough," say, "I am having the thought that I'm not good enough." This creates distance, and distance creates control. Your mind is powerful, but it is not always right. And if you keep believing every thought, you will live inside a reality that doesn't even exist. A reality made of fear, assumptions, and imagined problems. But the moment you start questioning your thoughts, you break the illusion, and that's when real peace begins. But even when you stop believing your thoughts, there's something deeper that still controls most people. Something that feels productive, but silently destroys your peace every single day. Worry. And in the next rule, you're going to see why worrying is not helping you, but slowly weakening your mind. Rule 3. Stop worrying. IT changes nothing. Worry feels like you're doing something, but it's actually doing something to you. Think about how much time you spend worrying about the future, money, relationships, things that haven't even happened. Now ask yourself, how much of that worry has actually changed anything? The illusion of preparation. A man constantly worries about losing his job. Every day, his mind runs scenarios. What if I get fired? What if I can't survive? What if everything falls apart? He believes he is being responsible, prepared, careful, but in reality, he's distracted, less productive, mentally exhausted. Months later, he actually loses the job, not because life attacked him, but because worry weakened his focus. False control loop. Worry creates a temporary sense of control. Your brain feels like, I'm thinking about the problem, so I'm doing something. But that's not action. That's mental simulation. And too much of it creates anxiety, fatigue, indecision, action, or acceptance. The Stoics were extremely practical. They didn't tolerate useless suffering. Their mindset: if a problem can be solved, act. If it cannot, accept it. No middle ground. The parent who couldn't rest. A mother constantly worries about her child. What if something happens? What if they fail? What if I'm not doing enough? Her mind never rests. She believes this is love. But over time, she becomes anxious, controlling, emotionally drained. Her child feels pressure, not safety. Her worry didn't protect anything. It only destroyed her peace. Addiction to worry. Worry becomes addictive because it gives temporary relief, sense of control, emotional engagement. Your brain starts to rely on it, even when it hurts you. Mental discipline. Stoicism teaches discipline over emotion, not suppression, but control. You don't follow every feeling. You choose your response. You worry about the future, but instead of building skills, taking action, you think, stress, delay. Worry replaces growth. 1. Worry action conversion. Ask, what can I do about this right now? If the answer is nothing, stop thinking about it. 2. Scheduled worry method. Give yourself 15 minutes per day to worry. Outside that time, no worrying allowed. Train your brain. 3. Physical break pattern. When worry starts, stand up, move, change environment, interrupt the loop. 4. Future reframe. Replace, what if everything goes wrong, with, I'll handle whatever happens. Worry doesn't protect your future. It steals your present. It drains your energy. It weakens your focus. And it creates problems that don't even exist. If worrying actually solved things, you'd be at peace by now. But you're not, because it doesn't work. Now here's where it gets deeper. Even if you stop worrying, even if you stop believing your thoughts, there's still one thing that will destroy your peace faster than anything else: your reactions. And in the next part, you're going to learn why controlling your reaction is more powerful than controlling your entire life. Rule 4. Control your reactions, not life. You don't lose peace because of what happens. You lose it because of how you react. Life is unpredictable. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't follow your plans. And it definitely doesn't care about your expectations. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Situations will frustrate you. That's guaranteed. But here's what most people never realize. You don't suffer because life is chaotic. You suffer because your reactions are uncontrolled. The two men lose everything in a business collapse. Same event, same loss, same pain, but completely different outcomes. The first man reacts emotionally. Anger, blame, frustration. He says, this shouldn't have happened. He stays stuck in resentment. Months pass. Nothing changes. The second man pauses. He feels the same pain, but he doesn't let it control him. He asks, what can I do now? He starts again. Slowly, quietly. Years later, he rebuilds everything. Same event, different reaction, different life. The reaction gap. Between what happens and how you respond, there's a gap, a small moment. Most people never use it. They react instantly. Emotion takes over. And once emotion takes over, logic disappears. The power of pause. The Stoics trained themselves to live inside that gap, to pause, to observe, to choose. They understood. You can't control events, but you can control your response. The insult. Someone insults you in front of others. Your body reacts instantly. Heart rate increases. Tension builds. Anger rises. Your mind screams. Respond. Defend yourself. Most people react immediately. They argue. They escalate. They lose control. But a Stoic mind does something different. It pauses. It observes. This is just words. It chooses silence or calm response. Now think about it. Who has more power? The person who reacted emotionally, or the one who remained composed? Emotional hijacking. This is called amygdala hijack. Your brain's emotional center takes over. You react before thinking. That's why people say things they regret. That's why small situations become big problems. Emotional discipline. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion. It's about mastering it, feeling it, without becoming it. You're stuck in traffic. You're late. Your mind reacts. Frustration, anger, stress. But ask yourself, did your reaction change the traffic? No, it only made your experience worse. 1. The 3-second pause rule. Before reacting, pause for 3 seconds. Let emotion settle. 2. Label the emotion. Say, I'm feeling angry. Not, I am angry. This creates distance. 3. Response reframe. Ask, what is the calmest, strongest response here? 4. Practice on small things. Train yourself on delays, inconveniences, minor frustrations. Master the small so you can handle the big. You don't need to control life. You don't need to control people. You don't need to control outcomes. But if you can control your reactions, you control your experience of life. And that changes everything. But there's something even deeper than controlling reactions. Something that, if mastered, removes most of your suffering instantly. Acceptance. And most people resist it their entire lives, without realizing they are the cause of their own pain. Rule 5. Accept reality. Stop fighting what is. The moment you stop arguing with reality, you stop suffering. Look closely at your life. Most of your pain is not coming from what happens. It's coming from your resistance to what happens. You say things like, this shouldn't be happening. This is unfair. Why me? But reality doesn't care what you think. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't explain itself. It simply is. The job loss. A man loses his job unexpectedly. His immediate reaction, this is unfair. He spends weeks complaining, blaming, resisting. He stays stuck, not because of the job loss, but because he refuses to accept it. Another man loses his job. Same situation, same shock, but his response is different. This is my reality now. No drama, no resistance, just clarity. He starts planning, moving, acting. One stays stuck, one moves forward. Resistance equals suffering. Pain is natural, but resistance adds a second layer. Frustration, anger, emotional struggle. This is what creates suffering. Amor fati. The Stoics practiced something powerful. Amor fati, love of fate. Not just accepting life, but embracing it. Seeing everything is necessary. The rain. You plan your entire day. Everything is perfect. Then it rains. Plans ruined. Now you have 2 choices. Resist. Complain. Get frustrated. Ruin your mood. Accept. Adjust. Adapt. Move on. The rain is the same, but your experience is completely different. Reality versus expectation. Suffering equals reality is not equal to expectation. The bigger the gap, the bigger the frustration. Flow with life. Marcus Aurelius believed, everything that happens is part of a larger order. Fighting it only creates pain. Someone leaves your life. You resist. They shouldn't have left. This isn't fair. But the truth? They already left. Your resistance won't bring them back. It only prolongs your suffering. 1. Immediate acceptance phrase. Say this is what is. No argument. No resistance. 2. Shift the question. From, why did this happen? To, what can I do now? 3. Practice daily acceptance. Start small. Delays. Inconveniences. Changes. Train your mind. 4. Reframe everything. Instead of, this is bad, say, this is part of my path. Life becomes heavy when you try to fight it. But the moment you accept reality, everything becomes lighter, clearer, simpler, because you stop wasting energy resisting and start using it moving forward. Now here's the final shift most people never make. Even if you accept reality, even if you control your reactions, even if you master your thoughts, you can still feel drained. Why? Because your energy is scattered. And in the next part, you're going to learn how to focus your energy and finally feel in control of your life again. Rule 6. Focus your energy where it matters. You're not overwhelmed because life is hard. You're overwhelmed because your energy is everywhere. Right now, your attention is being pulled in 100 directions. Notifications, opinions, social media, other people's lives. And slowly, without realizing it, you lose focus, you lose clarity, you lose control. Most people don't have a time problem. They have an energy problem. The 2 students. 2 students prepare for the same exam. Same time, same opportunity. but completely different results. The first student constantly checks his phone, overthinks outcomes, worries about failure. He studies, but not deeply. His mind is scattered. The second student ignores distractions, focuses on what he can control, studies with intention. His mind is sharp, present, calm. Exam day comes. One is anxious, the other is prepared. Same situation, different focus, different result. Scattered attention. Your brain is not built for constant switching. Every time you shift attention, you lose mental energy. You reduce focus. You increase stress. This creates a state of mental fatigue. Focus is power. Stoics believed in directing energy only toward what matters. Not everything deserves your attention. The silent drain. A man spends hours every day scrolling, comparing, reacting. He feels tired, but he hasn't done anything meaningful. Why? Because his energy was spent on things that don't move his life forward. Attention equals life force. Where your attention goes, your life goes. If your attention is scattered, your life feels chaotic. Focused, your life feels controlled. Discipline over distraction. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily. Stay focused on your duty. Ignore the noise. You sit down to work, but within minutes, you check your phone. You open social media. You start thinking about something else. Now your work feels harder. Not because it is, but because your focus is broken. 1. The focus rule, 3 priorities only. Each day, choose only 3 important tasks. Complete them fully. Ignore everything else. 2. Eliminate noise. Turn off notifications. Reduce distractions. Create a focused environment. 3. Deep work blocks. Work in 60 to 90-minute focused sessions. No interruptions. 4. Energy awareness. Ask yourself daily, where is my energy going? If it's not building your life, cut it. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You need focus. Because when your energy becomes disciplined, your life becomes powerful. But even with focus, even with discipline, there's still one final attachment that keeps people trapped. Something deeper than distraction, something emotional. And until you break free from it, you will never experience true peace. Rule 7. Detach from what you cannot keep. Everything you fear losing was never truly yours. This is the hardest rule, and the most powerful one, because most of your suffering comes from attachment. Attachment to people, outcomes, identity, expectations. You hold on tightly because you're afraid to lose. But the tighter you hold, the more you suffer. The relationship. A man builds his entire world around someone. His happiness depends on them. His peace depends on them. His identity depends on them. Then one day, they leave. He collapses, not because love ended, but because he lost himself. Emotional dependence. Attachment creates fear of loss, anxiety, insecurity. Your stability depends on something outside you, and anything outside you can disappear. Temporary nature of life. Stoics constantly reminded themselves, everything is temporary. Everything. The borrowed life. Imagine everything in your life is borrowed. Your possessions, your relationships, your success. At any moment, it can be taken back. Now ask yourself, would you still be at peace? Detachment equals freedom. Detachment is not coldness. It's understanding. You appreciate things without depending on them. Inner stability. Epictetus taught, don't attach your happiness to things you cannot control. You lose something valuable immediately. Stress, frustration, emotional reaction. But the real pain is not the loss. It's the attachment. 1. Mental detachment practice. Remind yourself, this is temporary. 2. Reduce emotional dependence. Build your identity from within. Values, discipline, mindset. 3. Practice letting go. Start small. Expectations, minor attachments. Train yourself. 4. Gratitude without attachment. Appreciate everything, but depend on nothing. When you stop needing everything, you stop fearing anything, and that's when you become free. Right now, you're carrying things you were never meant to carry. Control, fear, attachment, worry, and it's exhausting you. But everything you've learned today leads to one truth. Peace is not something you find. It's something you create. When you control what you can, question your thoughts, stop worrying, master your reactions, accept reality, focus your energy, detach from what you can't keep, something changes. Life doesn't become perfect, but you do. You become calm in chaos, strong under pressure, clear in uncertainty, unshaken, unbothered, in control, and suddenly, the same world that once stressed you can no longer touch you. If this changed how you think, then don't let this be just another video you watched. Apply it, live it, become it. And if you're ready to master your mind, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. You don't need a peaceful life. You need a powerful mind.